on behalf of the United Board, I am delighted to welcome you all to the final session of our alumni webinar series on AI in higher education. So today's session is titled Preparing Students for the AI-Driven Workplace, where we will explore how educators can equip students with the skills and mindsets needed to navigate an increasingly AI-shaped professional world. So over the past few months, this five-part workshop series has been incredibly an enriching journey. We've had the privilege of engaging with over 500 participants across 6 countries, bringing together a truly diverse and dynamic community of educators, practitioners, and leaders. So each session has offered thoughtful insights into how AI is shaping teaching, learning, and leadership in higher education. What has made the series especially meaningful is not just the content, but the conversations, reflections, and the shared curiosity that all of you have brought into this place. So we are deeply grateful to all our speakers also who have generously shared their experience and experiences, helping us more critically and creatively think about the role of AI in our institutions. So as we come to this final session, we hope it will not only consolidate key learnings from the series, but also inspire you to take forward these ideas into your own context and practices. So we're also looking forward to hearing some reflections later from our participants as we collectively look back on this journey. With that, let me now invite Christian to introduce our speaker for today. Over to you, Christian.
Yes, thank you, thank you, Jarisha. Right. So maybe before I, maybe I would like to know, like, how many of you have joined how many sessions so far from this like 5 series? Like, if you could, type it in the chat, maybe it would be great to see that too, right? I see very similar faces, familiar faces here. I've seen many of you has joined many sessions as well. So yeah. Oh, great, great. Thank you, thank you. So when we designed this series too, we really, think of you, right? Yeah, your faculties and administrators and university leaders. How can we really, really support you in terms of the AI literacy, and how can we really support you so that you can also support your students, right? So this 5-part series, the final session will be about preparing your students to be ready for AI-driven world, right? So I think without further ado, I would like to introduce Professor Zhu Xi. It's really my pleasure to introduce him as our distinguished guest speaker today. And he is from the Chinese University of Hong Kong, Shenzhen, and he is an associate professor at the School of Artificial Intelligence. It's a really new school at CUHK Shenzhen, if I'm not wrong, right? It's a very new school. They see the importance of AI, and they have this school built up. And Professor Zhu Xi's his work sits at the intersection of AI, robotics, and material science. And he holds a bachelor degree in applied physics from USTC's prestigious special class for the gifted young. And he also holds a PhD in material science and engineering from Nanyang Technological University. And he's also widely recognized for pioneering China's first chemical experiment robot, AirChem, and has since led the development of more than 10 intelligent laboratory systems. And he's also the author of the world's first book on AI robotics in material science. And so he has really demonstrated, both academic leadership and practical innovation in the field. So it's really an honor for us to be having him here for the session today. So today, Professor Zhu Xi will guide us through the topic of like preparing students for AI-driven workplace. All right. So please join me in warmly welcoming Professor Zhu Xi. And Professor Zhu Xi, you can start your session. Thank you very much.
Hey, thank you, Christian. Today is very happy I can have this opportunity to share this kind of AI exploration courses in our university, CUHK Shenzhen, and we can share some experience and discussions with all the friends here. So, as Christian just introduced, the School of Artificial Intelligence in CUHK Shenzhen is very new. It's the launch of this SAI is just last year's. The purpose is just wanted to building a world-class platform for the science and the education. And the undergraduate class redesign. We call this one as curriculum redesign is one kind of very urgent and very important missions in this SAI. And in the SAI website, in the introduction part, it's clearly demonstrates the school will focuses on cultivating students' ability to apply the AI technologies across the disciplines, encouraging them to transcend the traditional academic boundaries and use AI in critical fields such as fundamental science, medicine, finance, and social science. Because the boundaries of the disciplines actually are very, we can say it's disappearing, but we still have to insist on the, we call this one the course syllabus or the curriculum to provide the education for all the students. This can be a problem, or it's already causing problems in, I think, in many universities. So in SAI, want to try to solve such kind of problems, and we made our efforts to improve this one. And here are just the course types in the SAI. So we can see that course types are mainly including three parts. The first one is the fundamental ones. We include the calculus, like linear algebra, college physics, cognitive science, AI programming, machine learning. This is very fundamentals. I think every schools, including computer science, electronic engineering, and the artificial intelligence, they also have these kind of fundamental ones. And it's including some math, physics, CS ones. And for the advanced ones, we including some latest research-based courses, like the embodied intelligence. The embodied intelligence, it combines the robots and the AI control systems, and including some applied scenarios together. And we made this one into a full course, like embodied intelligence, the large language models. We have this kind of open source large language models like Q1, like DeepSeek. Of course, I like some Llama mixture. And we need this undergraduate students, especially in year one and year two students. They need to know what's this kind of large language models, what's the principle, what's the mechanism, how they use them, how to approve them, and how to develop them. So this is the large language model as advanced courses. And the advanced courses doesn't mean the students have to pick up these courses in year three or even year four. Even year one students, they can pick up these advanced courses based on his personal condition, based on his interest, of course. And we still have some deep learning and reinforced learning courses. These courses are not just theoretical ones. For these advanced courses, we applied a request from big companies or from some research institute. We needed to make the students more engaged in the real world. And the fundamental and advanced courses are not just the key points for today's introductions. Today, I wanted to focus on the practice ones, especially for this AI exploration course series. So this course series, again, with these practice courses and the graduate project, we call some university call this one is a final year project or capstone project. So this is a series. This series just provides the practice opportunities as a practice opportunity in bigger companies, in bigger universities, or in overseas institution partners. So the description of this practice, why we needed to add on this practice into the curriculum, because students actually they have to be encouraged to leverage AI in exploring innovative ways. Because we learn these courses, we need two teachers, we need two classes. That's right. But now we have AI, so the students have additional choice for learning, which means use AI to learn. So we need to provide the methods of learning through this AI. And our professors, our lecturers, they are actually encouraged to work as a partner or even a guidelines how we can guide the students to use AI to learn, or not just as the students, help the students. So professor help the students to learn. So we wanted to try the different kind of teaching paradigms. And we have one teaching years, one academic years. And we carried on this kind of the exploration course. series by we submit and course outline to the CHK. And the CHK pass, they approved us. So we can see this description here. It's including the four courses past 2 years. 2 years we have 4 semesters. And 4 semesters we have four courses like AIE 1901 to AIE 1904. It just employs a staggered project-based methodology designed to address the students' AI learning needs to progress levels, which means we need to disseminate technical principles and share application scenarios. Different from the traditional teachings, we talk about the theory, we talk about the mechanism. We take these students into the laboratories. We just, in these AIE courses, we provide a real scenario. This scenario is related with the students' interest because we have 11 sessions in parallel. And in these four semesters, in total, we have more than 14 sessions. And beyond this kind of sessions, we still need to prepare the students' future major selections. So we adapt to various academic disciplinaries and enhance learning methodologies. Some of AIE courses, including some human science, social science, engineering, mathematics, or even medicine, even music. We provide lots of opportunities and a degree of freedom for the students to learn AI in different kind of scenarios. And for the teaching parts, for teacher parts, we pull inter-institutional faculty resources and broaden students' horizons. So the students in these AI courses, they not only just learn how we use AI, including the no-code AI projects, including any kind of robots one, they also can talk with the faculties from schools like medicine, like music, like any existing schools in our universities. So this is just the course outline and some basic information of how we design, how we carry, and what's our target for this AIE 1901 courses. And for the learning outcome, because it's as a course, the learning outcome is it has to be very clear. So upon successful completion of this course, we assume the students will understand the current state of AI technologies, major tools, and their application scenarios. So these sentences actually is very difficult because we know the AI technology it evolves very fast. Maybe by the periods of only 1 month or even 2 weeks. So our teachers have to learn, have to follow the AI technologies developing trend. So the students, they never learn some older knowledge. They just learn the latest technology trends. So by this kind of outcomes, the students learn how to learn how to learn with the research professors, not just these teaching ones. Second one is the career skills in using common AI tools. Actually, in today's, for our students, especially from the mainland China, during their high school learnings, the Ministry of Education from the Chinese government, they already provide some common AI tools, common AI lectures, common AI practice in these fundamental, like these high school students. So when these high school students with AI fundamentals or with AI basic skills, they come to our universities, we need to acquire some more advanced skills, including not just installation, debugging, just we provide the students generative AI practice, advanced software engineering, use no code AI technologies. So this kind of acquire skills actually is different year by year. Okay. The third one is apply AI to solve practical problems. This is true, okay, because not just use AI to solve our homework or assignments. They need to use AI to solve some problems from industries. And also we have some other learning outcomes. But I have to stress by this learning outcomes, we want as the students, they can use this AI not just as the students learn in the classroom. They should use AI like our advanced researchers, like the big companies, the workers from the big company do. We don't provide any boundaries between the students and the societies. So this is our purpose for this AI exploration. Our exploration is possibilities how the student can push this AI technologies by his work. So here are just our steps because we have 4 years to training students in this SAI. So first of all, for the year one, semester one, because some of the students, not so many, but still there are some of students are not familiar with the AI technologies. Some even are not familiar with the computers. This is normal. So the year one, semester one, our purpose is just to make students familiar with this AI tool functions, especially some implementations and introductory parts. Whether students with or without a programming backgrounds, we need the students to use AI can make some projects by his personal knowledge base, or we provide some academic database and any kind of tools database, and of course the professor itself to make the students familiar with this AI. And after one semester, from the year one, semester two, and the following 3 semesters, we have to make sure the students is proficiency with AI. The definitions of proficiency just say you can comprehensive understanding of the boundaries between different academic disciplinaries. Because the students who is already familiar with AI, they have to proficiency in one kind of channels, like the human science, for example, like medicines. So here are just the letters, the name of our schools, like human science and social science, human and social science, a school of management and engineering, school of science and engineering, school of data science, a music school, and medical schools. So after the students finish our courses by the year two, semester two, the students already knows how we can use AI to approve those schools' lectures, how we can use AI to learn their major courses by this uh, AI tools, like some cursor, like some other models. And our schools provide most of this mainstream large language model, like Cloud, Code, Ops 4.6, like a GPT 5.4, Codex. Most of these advanced models are provided to the students. And when the student is in year three, okay, actually, we hope students already expertise in some of these core disciplines, like large language model development, like how we can design a next level neural networks, or even how we can solve some problems in a detailed subjects. They can focus on these core disciplines. And meanwhile, from year one to year three, we provide all these large language models and all some platforms like a GitHub Copilot. We know this is automatically coding platforms. The students can use GitHub Copilot to design the code as he wish, and not just the code, okay, including some platforms, some pictures, even some game, and the robot can choose. And the try is Chinese born, similar. We can say similar tools like this Copilot or like these cursors. You can use this kind of try or cursor to do some specific works, especially in codings. And then in year four, because most of students they may be ready for industries or for further studies, it's like some graduate studies overseas. So we will make sure in the year four students in SAI, they have the abilities to do research, especially for advanced topic research, more cutting edge ones. And if the students want to, for the further studies, they close listed with some graduate courses. So this is overall of this our training purpose or training steps. Here I just show some examples. So you can visit the detailed courses during this from these URLs. And this courses AIE 1961 2024 falls is already finished because it's starts in last year. So the purpose is just exploring cutting-edge applications. We have 11 innovative courses for future AI leaders. And this course is just for year one students. Most of the students, they are aware of this AI technology, but some of them are even less experienced in the computer using, but it's not a problem for us. We have 11 sessions. Here you can see the 11 sessions are here. So first sessions, we can say we use the code-free AI because we believe the vibe coding scenario will be the futures. Not all the students or even no students had to learn this the traditional coding. like how we define the language, how we define the parser, like how we define the programming, uh, the how to say it, programming skills. So we directly use this code-free AI, and we provide a scenario. Here the scenario is charting the hidden ways of the sea. I just like some, we use AI to explore some optimization problems. So this is, we call this one as a data science-based project. Second one, uncover the backbone of global shipping. So this is very similar to the first ones, but here we don't use this kind of coding. We use this AI system analytically. In today's world, this is agentic AI-based exploration course. And these two courses most based on this kind of sort of data science. And another session, we can say, another professor, okay, he provides a large language models for optimization, which means he provides students the large language models, GPT-5, I think, in the last four. And the students use this GPT-5 to optimize some detailed problems from some transport, from some and logistics, like this ways. So the first three sessions we can see as mainly based on these optimization ones, but the fourth are not are different. It's AI in business application and innovation. So if the students they go to SAIs, but they didn't want to pay more times on this AI fundamental series, he just want to focus on this application, so he can pick up the four sessions, the business application. And during these business application courses, the professor here Jianming Jia, he provide agentic business model to the students. And the students he use this non-coding AI like Cursor. So they write an app, we call this one. So app can analyze the business information, provide some business report, and read the financial data from the internet or even from some private companies. So the students by finishing these courses, they are very familiar with how AI can help do business in this field. Of course, this kind of awareness is very fundamental, but it's useful. It can attract the students go to these fields in the future. And we also have some sessions, most of focus on the human science. Like this way, the large language model for text analysis in social science and the large language model for social simulations. And the S05 and S07, they just from some, we call this human science. And we also can have this mental health. Yeah, mental health, also part of human science. In the traditional Chinese colleges, only the students with we call it STEM backgrounds, they can pick up with AI schools. But in our universities, things may be different. So the students, if they pick up the human science or even business as his major, they still can pick up our AI exploration courses because the students they need the AI, they need the AI to improve these current curriculums. So they are welcome. And most of students who pick up the mental health and the social science sessions, they are from some school of humanities and school of management. And for the physics and chemistry, we still provide some sessions. This is my major session ones, as which is S10 and S11. So S10 is the AI assisted game design, actually no code scheme, which means the students use cursor, so they can design some Unity object. And the Unity object, we can use this one to do some physical experiments, chemistry experiment, and robotics experiment. And as S11, we can say AI chemistry lab. So if the students they wanted to learn the chemistries, use AI and use robots, so he or she can pick up these sessions. So this is a rough introduction of AI exploration course in 11 sessions. And in spring, this semesters, we have AI 1902. And this 11 innovative courses actually we enhance the difficulties and provide the high-level applications during these lectures. For example, we have this kind of the NPC and agent designs in CHK Shenzhen AI game world, which means in the previous one, we just use this AI assisted game design, but here in this semester, the students not just need to finish the game design, they want to design the NPC, they want to design some contents, some game models to provide more insights into the whole systems. And we also provided some medical applications in this AI exploration course, like genomic data. Okay. So during these 2 semesters, the students actually they are expected to know what's the coverage of this AI, of today's AI, and how, as a young person, how they can entry these scenarios, use AI as a tool, and how they can learn more use these AIs. Yeah. And for the year 3 and the year 4, we have another kind of course. This is just practical practice based. So here I can show you some results of our students. Here is the AI game design. Let's watch the video first. Okay, so first of all, you can see some guys are typing Chinese characters in this interface because this games already provide the service to the public. So actually, it's not our students who is doing the typings. Our students, he just made our campus. As you see, these kind of buildings. They take pictures. They use these Gaussian spreading technologies to make these pictures into a 3D object and combine all these kind of informations into a game designs. So this is just to say, with students, they make their homes universities into a game, and he has another kind of identity in his games. This is the first thing, which means animate as the university. The second one is they build up this kind of information systems. We can see this is a large language model dialogue, and all the university's informations they can talk with the universities because the data are already stored in the games. So everyone can know what's happening in CHK Shenzhen through this dialogue, including the campus overall informations and even in the later part, even our uh, robots lab. So this AI games is developed by a group of 10 students. These 10 students are just a year 1, and they even only one of them has some we can say programming fundamentals, and another 10 students they just learn from zeros. So I'm very surprised our students can achieve to finish these games. And here is another games. We have another group. So another group just they use different kind of ways to finish the games. So let's see what they have done. Okay, I will explain some Chinese characters here. Here, CHK Shenzhen, which means the university names. AI, which means this is AI versions of CHK Shenzhen. And here are our three campuses. This is we call the lower campus as a buildings, like including the classroom and administrative building, research building, and so on. Here we call the upper campus, including some students, colleges. Here is the middle campus, School of Music. So this part we can see some characters. These characters, because we are providing service to the publicers, this actually you can see some live. These are some lives of what happens in the university. Like say, welcome to this education live rooms, and here we can see the timeline is 14 past 13. This just say the ENG 2001 course will start in these times. So the university campus, all the information is collected by our students, and they endorse this information into this CHK Shenzhen AI game design. And here one people type. So when the PHY 1002 will start for the class, and the system will just tell him. So this classes take 4 sessions, and each the detailed time and the venues will be presented. And the tag is the laboratories. So one user they just want to know what's the machines in the laboratory doing, which means how to synthesize a content dot materials. So the CHK Shenzhen AI will transfer the video, transfer the camera into the laboratory one. And the machine information will be corrected. And we can see the lives are never stopping. So as long as you log into CHK Shenzhen AI, you can see all the lives. So AI will tell you what's going on in this university. Okay. So the preliminary tool for CHK Shenzhen AI are just some students they made this kind of university into a game and into a communication platforms. And the guests from the out of the campuses they can know. And another groups about 10 or 11 students they build an entire games, and the entire games during this game the students or the users can learn our lectures during this game. And these lectures not only just some theoretical and the lecture parts, also including some physics laboratories. So let's see what's this game. So we can see in these games, there is the characters, just as show these small robots. So these small robots, it can move. So most of the students, they have no idea how to make this kind of functions in these Unity platforms. But during these AI exploration courses, the professors just tell them there is a software called Unity, there is a software called Blender. So you can use DeepSeek to write the code, and the code can be transferred into Unity or into Blender. So the students can quickly get this kind of characters in these Unity forms. And the professor can share his opinions how we can make our CHK Shenzhen as a games. But this game is not just to waste the students' times, not just to push the students away from the classroom. This game is to attracting the students go back to the classroom, and you can learn this class in the games, as we can show in this kind of slides. So these screens, most of students, they can learn most of the lectures in the CHK Shenzhen AI in these screens. They can pick up which kind of courses, not just the course from School of Artificial Intelligence. He can pick up the courses from School of Medicine, a School of Music even. So in this screen, we provide most of the learning opportunities from CHK Shenzhen AI to students. So students can log in our game, not just to talk with another NPC, they can just talk with the NPC in these lectures. And you can see in the last part, we can start the physics lab lectures during these games. So while we insist on including the physics lab in this game, because the embodied AI strings, we needed to train the robots to do lots of operation, right? The robots to run, the robots to do kung fu, right? The robots to do any kind of works. And the platform for the robots to training is based on this Unity. And the physics lab, we now call it the water lab, right? It's very popular, very hot research topics. We need to provide the students the opportunity to learn the cutting edge technologies in their mainstreams. So we insist on including the physics lab lectures in this AI game design. And our students are very good. They successfully, you can see in the last part, they successfully included this physics lab because most of the devices in these games, they have these physics properties. They can touch each other, they can sense each other, they can use Newton's laws to calculate and to practice with each other in this game designs. So this is the introduction of this another NPC was. And another one, another example I have to introduce is robots for chemistry. So this robots for chemistry actually has a very long history. Before SCI established, I already tried these courses in CHK Shenzhen. So we can see these videos and know what we are
Hello and
doing.
welcome to CIE 6121 Nanoscience. I am the teaching associate of this lab exercise. Here's the lab exercise objective. You should design an experiment and try to synthesize quantum dots that satisfying following requirements. It's not enough to do this experiment only once. The real challenge is how to optimize the synthesis process, so we encourage each of you take responsibility for a part, finish this exercise together. Everyone please log in the CIE 6121 Teaching Associate system. This system includes millions of journal papers and research directions of nanomaterials. It can also answer the questions about experiment optimization. In the next part, please use the new quality productivity machine to synthesize your products and characterize your result through photoluminescence spectrum.
In the lab exercise, we start with experiment design through teaching associate system. We input the lab exercise objective into TA system, and the system designs the experiment procedure for us. Then we start our first experiment attempt. We wait for the convergence of spectrum and find out that the intensity and position of the peak is not good enough. Please check my PR spectrum. We want the light emission at 570 nanometer, but it seems that our product emits at 590 nanometer. What is wrong? Should we change the heating temperature or reactant ratio?
This is a redshift phenomenon. Maybe some byproducts contribute to this result. Please check the methods on the screen. I am offering some solutions such as increasing the heating temperature and decreasing the amount of solvent.
I think your answer is not sufficient. We should try more about the shocking time of the mixture.
You are correct that the shocking time also affects the reaction effectiveness. Please check the methods on the screen. I am offering some solutions about increasing the shocking time. However, previous methods are still worth trying.
Okay, let's go to do the experiments. We use algorithm to do batch experiments and batch characterization. It seems that we have found the maximum point, but we should do more to check whether it is global or local maximum. We are correct that it was local maximum, and we find the real global maximum. The performance of the optimized product is satisfying.
In this course, I first learned the basic knowledge of condensed matter physics, and then we used machines to conduct chemistry experiments. I had never conducted a chemistry experiment before, and I was quite nervous at first. Later, I found that conducting experiments with machines was not only fast, but also safe. I didn't need to come into contact with those reagents myself. We completed 3 lab sessions totaling 6 hours and synthesized more than 40 samples. A synthesis speed that I had never imagined before. Undergraduates can also do the same thing as doctoral students.
During my undergraduate studies, I engaged in chemical experiments from an early stage. In the past, low efficiency was a major concern as we had to prepare samples and conduct experiments one by one. However, with the advent of new experimental platforms, we can now perform multiple experiments simultaneously, significantly enhancing experimental efficiency.
As a teaching assistant, I have a profound sense of the changes brought about by the machine. A few years ago, the biggest concern for both students and parents was safety. When we personally handled various bottles and containers, much of it was unknown to us. But now, with the advent of new experiment platforms, students in the classroom no longer need to conduct experiments with their own hands, ensuring their safety. Moreover, even students without experimental experience can synthesize 20 samples within 2 hours, which is a significant improvement in teaching effectiveness. Students can better engage with optimization issues in experiments and integrate knowledge from various disciplines, becoming talents ready for the future.
Okay, so we can see in these courses, in 5 years ago, we already use machines to carry this chemistry laboratories. So we use AI can help the machine to optimize the result. And in this SAI AIE 1902 path, so we improved the 5 years lectures. Now we use these robots. Robots, machines, and AI can organize all these systems during our teachings. So the students can have the opportunity to a different kind of, or we can say the transformative paradigm for chemistry experiments. So you can see in these courses, we have including 2 parts. One is the students need to learn how to train these robots. They need to train these robots to do many kind of operations, especially in some basic chemical operation ones. To transfer a sample and to washing the containers. And we find the students are very happy to have teaching forms in this way, because the students can use different kind of robots and use the machine to do this experiments. Meanwhile, they can have lots of fun by controlling the robots, by controlling these machines. So this is what we have done in this AI 1902 parts of this video is still playing. So we can see these robots. Yeah. Once robots have finished his sampling handling, the machine is working. The machine working is the same as 5 years ago. So the student can set up this machine's how to say it, the machine's programs to define how can replace the kind of chemical operation by hand. And we want to try to turn this chemistry into a data science driven. In today's language, we call this one as AI for science. Yeah. And this videos actually, we have finished these videos recordings several weeks ago because we have a new technology, the open cloud. As I have introduced in the beginning of this webinar, we wanted the students to know some more cutting edge technologies. So we teach the students how to use open cloud to drive these machines and made this kind of AI for science logic work. Let's watch the video. So I explain here. So in the left part, students can type some message, tell the machines what I'm going to do, and what kind of materials, what kind of knowledge I need to know. So the deep cloud systems will feed back to the users, tell the users, oh, this is the we can say this one just is the recipe. So recipe how to carry these machines. And if your students want to carry this machine, the deep cloud systems will carry these machines. And the left panels are just the experimental results. The results can be characterized in different colors by different kind of meaning. And we can track this machine's conditions by the different colors, right? Whether this kind of reactants or reagents are used up. And all the recipe, all the experimental conditions will be printed in these panels. So the students can well control these chemical machines during these courses. Actually, it takes lots of efforts to install these open cloud systems because it's not just a software, it's a hardware. So we have 10 students who have finished this kind of projects, and each of them just say, once I have finished this kind of a machine, I can finish lots of, I even can use open cloud to control Tesla, of course, as long as you know where this contacting code, right? Yeah. So this is just the introductions or sharings about how we exploring AI in the classroom and in our universities. I think the time is almost up. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Professor. Thank you so much. It was interesting to hear how you have used AI for your courses and the response from your students and your experiences. I think this is an inspiration for many of our institutions to start exploring much more in the area of AI-driven courses in the classroom.
Thank you.
I think we will open up the session for questions or discussions from the participants. Friends, you can unmute and ask your question after just an introduction of your name and the institution you represent. Yes.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Dr. Melba from Lady Doe College.
Hello.
So, can
Yes,
you
Dr.
suggest the basic configuration setup for the lab, AI basic lab? If we have a plan to start up with the AI lab, what kind of basic configuration setup we need?
Okay, So we just need to tell the students which kind of technology is needed to make this kind of practice and to reach the target. And we can give some students some hint. For example, we can use OpenClaw to drive this target. We can use OpenClaw to control these machines. And the students get a concept, OpenClaw. What's OpenClaw? So how I can get them? For example, get it from
Open Colab.
GitHub.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, we are using Colab for a few many courses.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any other questions? You can even post your question on the chat box, or you can ask it in person.
May I, Dr. Anita?
Yes, Dr. Anil.
Yeah, so I'm Anil Joseph Pinto from Christ University in Bangalore, in India. I was a little late because of some technical issues, so I didn't understand. So my question is coming from there. So the 4 years of course spread that you showed, is that common for all the students? Let's say the first year and second year part is common to all, and the third year and fourth year are specializations. That I was not able to understand. You had a slide on that where you had shown the 4 years, how it spread. Yeah, that's one. Yeah.
That's
Correct.
one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So is this to all the students of all the undergrad programs of all the 4 years, or is it selectively of those interested? And that is one. Second is it delivered in class, or they all log into a common online platform where the course is already there and they take it from there? Sorry. Thank you.
Okay. So the videos I have shown is only just for year one, for the year one students. For the year two students, they need to do some similar, but by themselves, will be independently. And the professor will serve as a guide people, and not just a teaching people. This is the answer to the first question. The second one is all
Professor
these
May-
courses.
Yeah. So this is for, is it for all the students, undergrad students, irrespective which subject they study?
Yes, for all the undergraduate students. Yeah.
Okay. And this is in class taught, or is it an online course?
It's in classroom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And how many students do you have?
We have 100 students.
First one year. Year one is 100 students.
Yeah, no. In our sessions,
Okay.
each session up to 100 students. Yeah.
Okay. No,
Totally,
but
we may have hundreds of.
what is your first year enrollment? Year one
What-
enrollment. What
Yeah.
is your year one enrollment, or how many students you admit in 1 year?
How many for our universities is about 2,000 per year for undergraduate, less than 2,000 a year. But some of
Okay.
students, they may not be enrolled in SAI. They can be enrolled in School of Humanity, School of Medical. But our courses, they are welcome. They are open to all the students. Yeah.
Is it mandatory or is it voluntary?
For the students in School of Artificial Intelligence, it's major required. And for students in other schools, it's a free elective. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So technically, you would need at least 20 teachers to teach this across. If you're 100 each, so you need 20 teachers who need to teach this.
Yeah, of course. We have more than 20 actually.
Okay. Thanks.
But the teachers may from other schools, may from School of Medical, School of Music. Like.
Okay. No, but I'm saying the teachers who teach this course alone are more than 20.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Professor, just to follow up with what Dr. Anil was asking. So are your teachers, because you mentioned teachers from the School of Music, from the School of Medicine. So they've been, what is the training that as an institution you were able to provide to all of them before the
Right.
launch of this course?
Yeah, for the sessions collaborated with School of Music, for example. So School of Music will provide a faculty. This faculty provide some music domain knowledges. And the School of AI will provide a faculty. This faculty will guide the students to finish this music task by AI tools. Yeah. The
Okay,
two faculties. Yeah.
so you are saying the faculty of music or medicine or science does not need to learn the AI tools, but is supplemented with the support of the faculty from the School of AI.
Yes, but most of them they will learn AI simultaneously.
Okay. Yeah, it as they their passion and interest increases, they learn it from all of you. I think this is a
Yes, yeah.
model that many of our institutions will be happy to learn about how they can work with their School of Computer Science or School of IT, where the AI trained faculty help the other faculty develop these courses in their classrooms.
Yeah, exactly. Mm.
Friends, do you have any other questions?
I have a question. I'm Faustina from Stella Maris. So here in our institution, we have a elective course which is offered to non-technical background students. So they do not have any prior background in programming. So basically, I think we fall in the first one, which is familiarizing AI to the students. So in that case, do you suggest any basic tools that we can introduce to the non-technical students so that they learn what AI is?
Okay, yeah. So as I have shown in these slides, so these three tools actually are very useful for the students, even with zero background, zero computing program backgrounds. So you just type with this kind of tools, and these tools will tell you what's the next typing. This is very useful.
Okay. No, because when I was just looking at it, it looked little, I mean, it had some coding background to it. So I thought I could ask for some other tools which you would suggest. Anyways, thank you so much, Professor. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Friends, any other questions or clarifications?
Anita, we have one question in the chat. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll read out the question, sir. It is, in your own perspective, what are the possible key AI skills required in today's job market in various disciplines? How can we assist them in preparing for that?
Okay, for the question is some possible key AI skills to my understanding is how we can use this AI efficiently. For example, we have different kind of AI models like Cloud Code, OpenAI, GPT, and even some other ones like DeepSeek. So we need to know what's the specific AI's specifications. For example, if I'm doing coding, so I need to use cloud much better than others. But if I'm using picture drawing pictures, maybe Google's AI is much better than others. So I need to know how to use this specific AI to do specific task. Now, how we exist them, which means that we need to have a knowledge by ourselves. First of all, where does knowledge come from? So as a teachers, as a professors, we have to keep aware of the technologies. We need to learn by ourselves. Because we know the truth, we know which AI is better, so we can bypass the real knowledge to the students. So the first thing is we need to learn by ourselves. The second one is we need to practice. So we ask students to practice. So we also have to practice by ourselves to keep this kind of information correct. Yes, this is my answer.
Friends, any other questions? You have something to share, maybe your own experience with a similar course in your institution. Please feel free to share it with us.
Yeah, maybe, may I? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sure. So I'm Anil Joseph Pinto from Christ University, Bangalore again, India. So we, of course, beginning of last year, had organized a session. I mean, we designed a course for all the final year students to at least, they all, of course, students know AI, but formally introduce them to AI tools, ethics. So 15-hour module that we prepared online for all the final year students, so 10,000 students took those courses. It was mandatory. There was no option for them. Ethics part was taught in person, but the tools and other things were taught online. Starting this year, of course, this will be part of the entire curriculum of the first years and second years, where they all will go through this course. And because last year, it was a quick fix because we didn't want to send our students to job market and higher education without certain guardrails and some training in formal AI. And that's why we had to do a quick fix. But now we are doing it from the first year students. So that's again about 10 to 12,000 first year students and another 12,000 second year students will go through these courses next year with the enhanced thing. We also are forcing almost all departments to ensure that they also include modules and maybe specific courses which are wherein the AI, how AI can be used within their disciplines, so that is also being taken care. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for that. Friends, we have shared the feedback form for this session in the chat box, and we request all of you to give us your feedback. This is the last of the series, and therefore we are expecting your feedback to see what we can do next. And because this is the last and final of the 5-part series, we have with us a few participants and friends of the United Board to share their experiences and their what they feel we should do and what we did. So may I request Dr. Rafael Cabredo from the De La Salle University, the Philippines, to share with us his feedback. Over to you, Rafael.
Yes, thank you, Anita, for the introduction. And we, of course, thank you for United Board for organizing these 5 sessions about AI and education. It's been well, maybe to give a background to everyone. So my background is actually in AI and computer science. So I might have biases on the use of AI for everyday work and how we can use it for the education of our students. Nonetheless, so I believe that we are at the point right now where AI is already ubiquitous, it's everywhere, and there is no escape. It's undeniable that whether we like it or not, AI is going to be part of our everyday life and will be part of the future of our students as well. So as educators, we really need to be open to these new technologies and tools so that maybe number one, we ourselves, and then I think Professor Zhu mentioned earlier, we need to learn how to use AI to help us become more productive in our work. And also, second is so that we know how to guide our students for their careers and after they graduate. At the end of the day, AI is really a tool and it can be used for good or ill. Yes, students could use Gen AI for cheating, and we have seen that. But they can also use AI to generate, for example, a multiple choice type of exam to help them review for their subjects, or perhaps translate a paper written in English or Chinese and then read it in their own native tongue. So this is very crucial, and hopefully the 5 sessions, but at least to me, it helps me realize that there's so much opportunity for us to be able to use this in our everyday tasks. For some schools like in Manila or in the Philippines, teachers or institutions do lack teachers. And I see that AI can really be used to augment the task force. We can use AI, for example, to help have personal tutors for our own students. And maybe these personal bots could then report the progress of the students to the teachers, the master teachers, human master teachers. And perhaps we can have teaching assistants to assist our faculty as well in managing our own classes. So it's still early in the game, I think. There are so many things yet to be uncovered in the remaining time as we develop AI tools and technologies. So I also look forward to maybe having follow-up sessions from our partners and see how we have progressed and how we have applied these technologies in our own work and our own institutions. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rafael. Thank you so much. We now have with us Dr. Anil Pinto from Christ University. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Dr. Anita, for this opportunity to share my thoughts. First of all, a big thank you to United Board for organizing this alumni seminar, which is, I must say, extremely been helpful in thinking through some of the very, there's a avalanche of AI communication, and the news that's coming in. But the challenge is how do we think through all of them in our institutional context? I thought the spread of the 5 topics that were there was well thought out. Christian's first session helped us to think through the institutional context, policy, vision. How do we align it? And I was very, very happy that the whole focus was around that. The AI doesn't become the primary aspect, but how do you build a future of higher education in which AI becomes a part of it? So I thought that was a very good way of trying to think through, because what I normally hear is how do we build a AI first institution, AI first classroom, vis-a-vis AI, a future of the higher education where AI, we think in the context or along with the AI being part of this journey. The other, of course, other topics that touched upon were, especially the first next three were, I thought, were spot on in terms of the one focusing on curriculum, assessment, and ethics of it. So, fact that all the resource persons who spoke about those had worked on the very same areas that they were talking about, had tried them in the classroom or the leadership position, that actually helped us to give fairly deep insights into how the could be thought through in our context as well. In that sense, they were also very layered. I must say that this is, of course, a lot of information overload. Positively so, and fortunately, I was happy. I was not aware that these lectures were available in YouTube, and thanks, Dr. Anita, for sharing it. And I realized I'm the first person to like them. I think there's only one like in all videos, and that's mine. So, which I watched, and then put them there again. So, but that's helpful because what I plan to do is to sit through and all of them in slowly and think through, how do we think of in an institutional context. So to that extent, it's helpful. But I also realize some of the things that we discussed already becoming outdated. So it's in some sense a good archive to see how were people thinking at that point of time when these technologies came in. So I think that's archival value as well. Thank you for the amazing resource person. I'm glad the resource person also came from very different country context. So I was, it's a little, of course, to see how ahead these institutions have gone, because many times we don't have a reference point as against how our peers are doing, and that too in Asia. We may probably know what Harvard does, but we don't know what our peers in Asia are doing. And to that extent, it certainly was a benchmark. Of course, my constant sense was that we have a lot of catching up to do. And we hope we will also, do well as the other institutions are doing, benefiting, of course, our students and our faculty members. Lastly, I must thank United Board for bringing whole of Asia together, Asian higher education together. I don't think there is any other organization, any other platform where these many institutions in these many countries can talk together and listen to each other. With their, of course, linguistic competencies or limited competencies, but so it certainly is a great thing to think through. So I must also thank, and I really hope that this new vision of United Board of trying to make Asia think together is a great contribution to not just all of us, but also to the future of Asian cultures together. Thank you very much. All the best for future sessions. I look forward to attending all of them. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. You were spot on why we have these sessions. We want to bring together the expertise in Asia. And since we have the strength to do that because of our extensive alumni network, these learning opportunities will continue. Thank you. We have with us Dr. Dave Marshall from Silliman University to share his feedback. Dave, over to you.
Yes. Good afternoon and magandang hapon. That's a Tagalog version of good afternoon because I'm in Manila right now. Anyway, I would like to commend, of course, the United Board, the facilitators, Anita, Christian, and all the organizers here, and of course our speakers for this very meaningful and well structured because of the workshop series 1 to 5. What I appreciate most is how the sessions move beyond simply introducing AI tools. For sure, many of us attended already a lot of workshops, webinars, but the focus from demystifying AI was very important, especially for teachers who are still navigating uncertainty on the use of artificial intelligence. The talk, especially in the workshop series one, really grounded on the conversation that is very understanding and develop the culture of not to fear artificial intelligence. I also find the emphasis on practical application highly relevant. As educators or as teachers, we are not just learning artificial intelligence, but we are expected to integrate it into our teaching, what else, research, and even in our decision making, which to me, it aligns with the current realities in higher ed, especially from the Philippines, where AI is already transforming how we teach, how we work, and even how we learn. Our Department of Education just released a policy on artificial intelligence. Just this morning, I was told in the Ministry of Education that soon we will release also the Ministry of Higher Education a policy guideline for artificial intelligence. Equally important is the strong emphasis on ethical leadership, which I love it so much. The discussions on accountability, integrity, and inclusivity remind us that AI integration is not just a technical aspect, but it is really deeply human and values driven. What else? I also appreciate the encouragement to think pedagogy, to rethink rather, to remodel pedagogy and strengthen institutional readiness because I believe many of our participants will consider this as a critical, especially if we want AI initiatives to be sustainable and aligned with our institutional mission. But to sum up, really, what I'm taking away that it is not just how to use AI, but how to use it responsibly as part of our role as teachers, as part of our role as educators or as facilitators. It's on a personal note, this is also a validation of what I've been advocating in some other higher education institutions, some other UBCHEA partner schools in the Philippines, being also the speaker, a validation that we are in the right track, that it's not simply about the use of these tools, but really to use it ethically and responsibly. Thank you, and I look forward to more engagement like this, and I am excited to be engaged again in another workshop, in another level of workshop series. Good afternoon, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, Dave. Thank you so much. Friends, we anyone in the audience who would like to share with us your feedback, your experience webinar series? I know there are some of you here who have joined all the 5 series as of today. So we would love to hear from you. Even if it is not all 5 sessions, you could share your thoughts with us. I'm going to wait for just one more minute to see if there is somebody who's putting their thoughts together. Okay, we have a very silent audience today. Friends, we've come to the end of this session and the end of the series. I am Anita Define. My work at the United Board focuses on partnerships and alumni network. I have great pleasure in presenting a thank you note at the end of this webinar series on AI and higher education. United Board, in its 100+ years of service, has reached out and worked with a large number of faculty members across Asia. In our efforts to reach out to all of these former program participants, we have realized that each of the alumni of the United Board serve as ambassadors of goodwill, hope, of quality education, true Christian values, honesty, integrity, change, and innovation. Our engagement with alumni has now taken the shape of various knowledge initiatives. This webinar series is one such. We started the webinar series in March 2025 after the first two events. Based on feedback we received from our participants, we decided we would launch thematic series linking AI with higher education. Today, we have heard the final speaker for this 5-part series. Professor, thank you so much for your session today. And I wish to thank all of the other speakers who graced the webinars. Mr. Christian, our own Educational Technology Officer, Dr. Rachel from Hong Kong Baptist University, Dr. Wenki from Singapore Management University, Mr. Leon Furze, an AI consultant, and of course, today's speaker. United Board prides itself in cross-functional teams, and this webinar series is a true testimony of that team spirit that all of us share at the United Board. Christian and I partnered for this initiative along with the support of Jerusha and Pravina Elizabeth, with the enthusiastic mentorship and support from our president, Dr. Parina Lawrence. This was a team that got excited to work together. Our fulfillment today is because we have had great audiences, each of you and all of the others who have been part of the series. You have been enthusiastic listeners, inquisitive learners, and engaged partners. Thank you all. A special word of thanks to Dr. Anil Pinto, Dr. Rafael Cabredo, and Dr. Dave Marshall, who took this opportunity to share their feedback with us. They are friends and kindred spirits in the field of higher education, and we at the United Board are thankful. Friends, this is just the beginning. We will come to you with more engaging initiatives, and we will stay connected with each of you in myriad ways as we all believe we are journeying together to better the cause of Asian Christian higher education. Thank you all for being here today. Thank you.
Welcome.